Good morning, everybody, and welcome again to the morning show. And guess what, guys? I haven't got a vest on, and I've got the white sheet back up, which is my comfort. Can everybody hear me? Is all good? Everyone hear me? Whew. I emailed you, Lewis. Yeah, I got the. I was just wondering if you were genuine, mate, or not, but I got your email, bro. Can people hear me? Yeah. Just need to let know if I can hear. Morning, Cat. Well, listen, none of yous. Yeah. Listen, guys, I'm going to be totally honest with you. The past couple of days, I've not been. I mean, I done a live yesterday, but as a man, I'll be honest, I've not been in really the best of place mentally. I've had a little bit of anxiety, and it's just for me, like I say, as a man, it's important to speak up and it's just know that it's okay to have bad days, and I have. I've had a couple of bad days but listen, I'm not going to sit here and yelp on about it. At the end of the day, people will just say, "Oh, just get on with it." Get on with your day. It's tough. Even me, man. Even me. At 1 minute it's crazy because my life's like a roller coaster. It's 1 minute I'm up and I'm on a high and I'm buzzing and I'm bouncing about and I'm chilled and I'm happy, and then the next minute I just wake up with a dark cloud over my mind, and sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days, sometimes just to disappear. And I woke up this morning and it's disappeared, so I'm happy with that. I was going to bring Dr. Rackpool on this morning, but I've actually changed Mr. Rackpool to tonight's show. Only reason being is I've still got this phone, and I'm going to go and get the other one unlocked. This one is I can't hear the people. Do you remember when I was talking to Positive Vibes the other night? I couldn't hear him properly. So I'm going to bring Rackpool on tonight at 7 o'clock. But yeah, man. To be honest with you guys, I'm not bothered about other people. I don't care. I don't care who's calling me out. I don't care who's talking about me on YouTube. I'm not really bothered. I've got more important things going on in my life than worry about people on YouTube. It's a different story when you bump into people face to face, but that'll never really happen, does it? You know what I mean? But yeah, life's in misery. Yeah, I'm not having, to be honest with you guys, I'm not having divvies. I'm not having idiots. I'm no offense, but I'm not having idiots on the fights. I want proper fighting men, proper men that can have a tear up. Don't get us wrong, people that haven't had a bare knuckle fight before, but our game, I'm willing to give them a shot. You know what I mean? But all that YouTube stuff is just not for me. I mean, it's for me, guys. It's all negative. It's just not good at all. You know what I mean? It's a very, say YouTube, it can be a very, I wouldn't say demonic, dark, very bad place. You know what I mean? Is my mods on today? Because I can see things already. Get all the idiots out. Yeah, and you're not gonna catch me out today with these names of people, because I fell for it. Like, yes, I've been falling for it probably because my head hasn't been in the right space of mind. Nice cup of coffee. Morning, Joey. So like I say, guys, I'll be honest with you, it's not been good, but we're back. I'm focused again. Like I say, listen, it's okay to pick yourself up, like you said, what You'll Never Walk Alone yesterday, about coming on. Listen, do you know what it is, mate? Nobody bothers me on YouTube. Right? I'm not gonna come on here because of people on YouTube. They don't stop me. I don't come on here sometimes because my head's not in the right place, and I don't want to come on when my head's all wobbly, because I've learned to do it, because I've done it in the past. You've not done it in the past, guys, where I've came on not in a good place and I've started ranting and raving and coming out with loads of dribble, and it's negative. So what I do now is, if I do cancel a show, it's for two reasons. It's either something's came up important, or I'm not having a bad time mentally. I'm not having a good time mentally. Other than that, I love coming on here with you. I love coming on here talking to you lot. I like coming on, enjoy speaking, have a bit of banter, a bit of crack with you all. I enjoy it. It does make my morning. I've started enjoying it. Neil's in the house. Neil, it'll be late. You're in Australia, pal. It'll be late for you, mate. Can we get that daydream? But listen, I don't want it all easy to you, Tal. Yeah, that's the new channel, our mental health channel. The battle, the revenge. Well, Sally and Darren, the revenge between, what is it? The battle between angels and demons. Nah, it's nothing to do with coming off a cycle, mate. Not at all, because my testosterone's up. Like I say, I get seen to for that. Yeah, it's suffered something I've suffered all my life, man. It's done it all my life. It's just since I've been a kid, man. I go through, but when you're young, you don't understand mental health. But when I've got older, I've started to learn, especially speaking of psychiatrists, and then when you speak to mental health teams, you start to learn. Morning, Florida, Lakeland, Florida. How you doing, Kevin, my American friend? Thank you very much for coming on. Real talk, just coming out the nick this morning, bro. Have you just got out of jail this morning, mate? Real talk. Welcome back to publicity, mate. Welcome back to the public world, man. Keep yourself strong, pal. Keep yourself strong and give yourself a focus. You've got out of jail, right? You want to now start getting on a positive path. Keep away from the riffraff, right? Keep away from the people that don't want to see you do well. Find yourself something, mate. Find yourself something to do, and just go for it head on, full on. And if you fail, so what? At least you tried. Get back up and go again. And that's the thing, guys, with me, and especially what I've got with the plans with this bare knuckle. It's going to be tough. It's been stressful, but I'm not going to give up. Why should I? I'm not going to fail. And if I do fail, I'll get back up and I'll go again. Thing is, if you give up in life, it just shows weakness, doesn't it? For me, don't give up. It's like with mental health. I take my mental health into if you're doing business or anything that I'm trying to achieve, right? I never give up, especially with my mental health. There's been times, yes, I've been on the bottom of the pit and I didn't want to be here, and I've been close, man. And you don't think the consequences at that time, but it's when you finally see the light. Nothing is ever going to be straightforward, and you know what it is, guys. And I'll be honest with you, morning, Dagba. I'm going to be honest with you. With our mental health problems, man, we've got them for the rest of our life, and we have to learn. And I'm being brutally honest. We've got to learn to live with them, and be able to coping mechanisms, triggers. That's something that I'm trying to deal with the triggers. That's why I'm not getting involved in YouTube drama. That's why I'm not getting involved in call-outs and responding back to people. Because why should I? I don't have anything to prove in life. I'm 39. A lot of people do make channels on the back of my name. They get good views mentioning my name. Fair play to them. Like, I'm not hating on them. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to hate on them, because when I started the Official or Nothing podcast, I mentioned people's names and gets views and builds your channel. So for people to mention my name doesn't really bother me. Like, it's not eating away at me, especially when you get good fighters, especially that are skilled and are really good, calling me out. It's a compliment, isn't it? No, it's got to be a compliment. When you've got a BKFC fighter calling you out, I take that as a compliment. That isn't, to me, I don't take that as an insulting thing. What I find insulting is the way you're doing it and the words you're saying. If you just say, do it in a respectful way, Deck, I don't want to fight you, then, you know what I mean? I can talk, I can communicate, but I don't communicate with all this when they start go down the road of being a wrong and stuff like that, because they know that's not true. And the lads that I hang about with, and the lads who know me that are proper men, know that it's not true. So they don't need to go down that route. To call me out for a fight, you don't need to call me a wrong. Just be respectful, be a gentleman, show a bit of class and bit of decorum, do you know what I mean? And everything will be good. That's all it is, man. But I do take it as a call. I do take it as a compliment that top fighters want to fight me, because I must have something. I just never had the chance. I've just never had the opportunity to fight on a big show, have I? I've always done it the old school way. This is why what this bare knuckles about, because I know it. I'm doing, the thing is, I'm doing something I know. What happened to the 10 memberships? That's still going to happen, no fear, Alan. That will still happen, mate. I'm just thinking of a way to do it. Do you know what I mean? Decker, did you get caught? No, I didn't get caught sniffing bikes, Leeds lad. The thing is, people keep going about the 10K. Nobody knows what's happening behind the scenes, man. Everything, trust me when I say everything's good. All right, so just chill out, relax. I'm not calling you the troll knuckles, mate, at all. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. Genuine question. Doing good decade true what Simon said. I don't know what Simon said. Barmaid for a bomber. Was it true that what's that about flirting with a barmaid and harassing her? I don't know. I flirt now and again if I see, you know, if what's wrong with flirting? Is it against the law? There's a fine line between. Well, I don't know if it's. I don't know. I don't think that's true. No. I don't know if it's come out of his mouth. I don't watch other people's channels, so I don't know. There's a fine line between harassing and flirting. You know, when you show a woman attention and she doesn't show you it back, take the hint. She's not interested. If you're showing a woman attention and she's not interested and you keep trying to give her attention, that's harassing. Fine line between it, guys. At the end of the day, I'm a fully blooded male, 39 in my prime. Nothing wrong with a little flirt, but no, I wouldn't say that was true. And especially wouldn't be. I don't need to harass women. I haven't had a woman in a long time, so I'm not desperate to get a bird. You know what I mean? And I don't need to go harassing to get a bird. I know what you're saying. I'm not gonna think, lads. I know. Listen, we like a bit of laugh, but I'm not falling for the names anymore. You've not got me now. I think I've clicked on that. You're gonna have to find something new to try and mug me off with, because it's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be the names. So yeah, Dr. Rackpool, guys, will be on tonight with me. We're not going to speak about any. I emailed you as well, Decker, Lewis Fowler. But I don't know. I don't know you, mate. I don't know. Have you got a? The only way I can really communicate is properly if I know you've got a proper profile through maybe Instagram or Facebook. I get emails every day, and people just taking the mick. You know what I mean? I mean, about like sponsorships and that people are interested, but then is it real interest, or is it people just taking the mick? So it's, well, at the end of the day, you know. But yeah, but we'll tell you one thing we are looking for. I'll just get it up, guys. Good morning, Florida. Yeah, we are looking for fighters. We're looking for fighters, guys. Bottom of the screen, across the screen, and that's what I'm saying, guys. Anyone that does sponsor us on a monthly basis, I'll get the badge on the screen and get the business going across the screen like that. But we're looking fighters. I want fighters to come forward. Message me on my Derek Heggie official or the business account, which is Bareknuckle. I can't even remember the Instagram account again, because it's different to our. About the actual name of our, because it's all in a one word, Bareknuckle Street Fighting Style. But listen, the account's in the description anyways. I mean, that's a good thing, isn't it? I don't even know my own name of my Instagram thing. It's just because I've got Derek Heggie official in my head 20 all the time to tell people to write to that. And now that there's two accounts, it's But I'll tell you what, I'll answer your question once, Lewis. Right? There's talks going on with a mutual friend. Okay? That's all you need to know, bro. We're friends with the same person, good friends with the same person. So yeah. Don't listen. Do listen. I'm not going to brag it. I'm not going to bull him up because he's been calling his names, but he's a tough, good fighting man. And like I say, it's a compliment. I take it as a compliment. That's all I'm going to say. It is a compliment that he wants to go with me. The thing is, though, when it comes to fighting in backyards, that is my forte. That is what I do. Not rings, not boxing rounds, not round limits and boxing points scoring. But hey, he's a tough, hard man. Big reputation. Respect, man. Just not respect for calling me names. Just don't call me names, man. Just, it's not true. I'm not a wrong one, right? All my paperwork's online. That's not... The thing is, if you like to say, guys, and this is to anybody, if you're going to build a channel and you want to use my name, I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. But just do it in a respectful way, man. Or just, like, even if you want to take the mick out of me, I don't care. But it's all that, like, it's getting boring now. All the other stuff's getting boring. It's been going on for 4 years, and I'm still sitting here, right, with never arrested or anything about it. And it's like, if it was true, I'd be doing jail time right now. You know what I mean? Decker, I'll fight Decker, man. I'm not going to ring it up more. I don't know you, but you're from Wicton. I'm looking for people to email or message on Instagram on the business page, not Facebook, because we don't install. Well, I don't install Messenger. My other guy will probably take them messages. As long as it's business, either sponsorship or you want to fight, then you contact us, right? One thing I have found, and I'm going to tell you this, one thing I've found, and I'm going to be totally honest, I didn't realise how many keyboard warriors there was until I started this Bareknuckle thing. The amount of people that want to fight, and when it's put on them to fight, you don't hear back from them. And I'm on, like I say, Keith, I'm not saying he is building a name off the back of me. I know he's got a big name. If he's ranked number 2 in BKB, why does he want to fight me? That's a compliment to me, isn't it? I'm not taking hatred from that. I'm taking that as a compliment. I see that as a good thing. Good publicity for me as well, isn't it? I've got the second top ranked world bare-knuckle fighter wanting to fight Derek Heggie. Quality. People think I carry this hatred thing, but I don't. I don't hate on anybody. Hate is a good thing. John Lucy, I WhatsApped you, mate. You know about that, what you said about the sponsorship thing. I don't know if you've got it, John. If it's a set, I think it's definitely you, isn't it? Because you've emailed me as well, but I've checked your WhatsApp about the Spanish. Señorita. Gaming. Do you know what, mate? I used to love gaming. I used to like gaming. I used to love cod liver oil, COD, Call of Duty. I used to like Pro Evolution. I was addicted to Pro Evo, man. I used to play that online, but you know what? I was good on Pro Evo, but see when you play people online that are on it like 20 hours a day, it's just different gravy online. Who hate watch review. People who hate watch, well, like horse. People who hate me are welcome to watch. People who love me are welcome to watch. But you can also click join, guys, and become a member. Yeah, straight ball. Thank you, mate. Have I got? Is any mods in the house today? Have we got mods in the house? I've actually had a bit of a. I've got all the mods, but I think sometimes when we definitely Jeff. I think sometimes, at certain times from the stretch, sometimes we get people the mods aren't on. Decker, I've just used his weighted train to gloves and I make your hands rapid. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You can also wear the wrist weights. Now for your shadow boxing, it's also good for the lactic acid buildup in your hands. I don't know if you've ever had a fight and you're holding your hands up and you get lactic acid. A lot of fighters get it. That's when you become tired. Your hands become tired. Wristed weights is good. Running with weights around your ankles can also be good. Yeah. JJ's in the house. Yes. How you doing, guys? Do you realise not to trust people so you don't see this? Yeah. Well, that's your opinion, mate. As you can. David Hedgehog, can I tell you? I don't. Do you know what, mate? I don't count them. I think it's around about. At the moment, I'm on about 2,500. I've cut down. I was 18 stone, wasn't I? And then the whole plan, it went to plan by bulking up for this role and then getting in shape, like leaning down. So I'm on schedule with it. So I've got to keep my mind really, really focused. Listen, like I say, we all get good days, we all get bad days. Sometimes it's hit and miss with mental health, guys. I mean, anybody on medication, my advice, don't come off it until the doctor tells you to. I've tried doing it and it doesn't work. Thank you for the what do they call it? The donation, you hater. We can block him now, can't we? He's actually just donated to hate me. I don't want to, yeah. He just donated £2 to say something hateful towards me. If that isn't brilliant, I don't know. If that is not comedy gold, I don't know what is. As someone just said there, haters are paying the bills. That's going to be my new name for tonight's show. £2 to call me. Oh man, you've got to laugh, man. Come on, guys, right? If you're spending £2 just to call someone a name, right? You've either got money to burn or you're just complete and utter off your nut on the white powder or something. Because wow, like that is, I mean that's amazing. That's YouTube. You can make money by people giving you grief. That doesn't happen in life, does it? But yeah, guys, it's all about positivity. Yeah, and the landlord, as you just said, mate, is collecting his rent. That's me collecting my rent because I'm living rent-free in these people's heads. So that's it, man. You're right there, Darren. The landlord is collecting. Beat the crates. Listen, you either start being a little bit more positive. I listen. I get it. You're entitled to your opinion, right? But just stop repeating yourself. I know you don't think it'll happen. I get it. Okay, I get it. But that's your opinion, and I accept the opinion. Right now, just change the subject and talk about something else. Tell me what you've done today. Have you been to the gym? Anything? What's that, JJ, about Scott send a video email to Decker? What's that about? What is that about? I missed that. I must have missed it, JJ. I know it goes behind a little bit. I don't know what you said. Definitely MCFC for him to fight. Yeah. He's got to, if he wants to fight, they need to get in touch through Instagram, an email. You can easily just find out if they're genuine or not. You can just get the number, put it in, and if they're on WhatsApp, you just ring them, don't you? And if they start giving you grief, then you just block them. Easy, isn't it? Because you know what? I'm so, like, honestly, once upon a time, the things that used to get to me, see now, not now. No, it's just laughable. Like, it's just, It's just laughable, isn't it? It's crazy. As we've just seen a prime example there, $2 to say something really derogatory, defamationally, I don't know, unbelievable, Jeff. He doesn't have Instagram. See, I know. See, a lot of people don't do social media, but I get a bit suspicious through people when they say they don't have social media sites. And if you've got Facebook, you can write on my channel, give me a right, like comment on my profile, and then I'll, get you that way, and then I can get you. That's it. Oh, that's it. That what a name though. I know you're backing me up, Leslie up the hooter, but that's what a name. Leslie's you're not talking about my good friend, are you? I drag a training off soon. Yeah, jungle is massive. I just get a small fight out. Yeah, I'm saying, I know you're right. I know. To be honest with you, jungle is massive. You speak a lot of sense, mate. There we go. Another hater. $2. Thank you, buddy. Saying that I'm great. I've just made £4 on people here. Thank you, Victor. Thank you very much. Draga is feeling good. Oh no, my wife's calling. Oh, sorry, mate. No, it's just because people's been giving my mate Leslie grief on here, haven't they? Sorry about that, pal. I'm not switched on half the time, mate. Thank you, Victor, mate, for the compliment, pal. I do feel good today. Anxiety's gone. Yeah, it's right. YouTube do take 30%. I need to have to hate channel where the man. Oh man, it's crazy, man. Listen, you know what, guys, right? I've had all sorts said about me, right? And there's nothing on my record that says anything these people say. And you know what? I can sit here, right, and say that I am not what anybody says. And anyone that believes it, you believe in it because you're a hater and you don't want to know the real truth. And the real truth is Derek Heggie is no danger to anybody. The only danger I am is to a man that gets in my way and wants to have a tear up. That's it. How you doing, Gemma? Thank you, love. Zach, Mr. Ink, morning, bro. Never seen anything like it in my life, mate. You're right. I have never. I'm quite shocked this morning. Lewis, if I had messaged you on Messenger, okay, mate. I'll get to it after this. What it is, I can't really, beat the craze. What if people paid £90 for the perks just to troll you? Mate, great. Because that means I'm getting 90 quid and I'm getting to meet them and knock them out. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? You know what I mean? So someone pays the 90 quid, comes, you know if they're a troll or not. Right? When you speak to a guy or you're in conversation with someone, I know, the energy, boof. So you just paid £90 to get knocked clean out. Meant, isn't it? It's definitely a good thing, bro. Definitely, man. Yeah. Rebels, when you started, we started it, mate. We're just waiting to get back on it. Thank you, looking healthy mindset. Past couple of days I haven't been. I've just been getting the old anxiety again, creeping up. It's like the old black dog, isn't it? That's what I call it, the black dog. Just sneaks up behind you sometimes and bites at your heels when you least expect it. I mean, listen, mental health sometimes is health. It's like you could be in the best place possible, right? Let's just say you're happy. Everything's going great in life, right? No worries. Everyone's chill. You just chilled, relaxed. And then you could wake up one day and you're in a dark place. And I will never, ever be able to explain that. because I'm not a doctor, and secondly, I don't think there's an explanation to it. There's an explanation for trauma and things that you've been through in your life, but there's no explanation for being absolutely unbelievably in a great place 1 minute, and then the next minute, the next day, you're in a dark cloud. I don't have an explanation for that. Thank you. There we go. Look at that. He's just paid $1.99 to say that. Thank you very much. Leave him on. He's okay. Just keep putting it forward, pal. Just keep chucking it my way, mate. I don't mind. Leave him alone. Well, I know the tough men from the 70s and 80s, people like Darky Johnson, Eldon Cole, so Fargy Dahl, Tony Henderson. So these names, mate, I've never heard of them in my life, and I know it's absolute mutter. When it comes to Carlisle, I know who the people are. Sorry, bud. I don't know, Leslie, but mate, I don't know, buddy, but I'll tell you what, I'm loving every minute of it. Are you? Imagine that, right? Getting £1 for every bit of grief that you get off like 1,000 people. Imagine that. Making £1,000 in a day of getting pure abuse. Remember, it was KSI that used to say it, wasn't it? KSI was the one that says the trolls paid his bills. Look at him now, multi-millionaire, top YouTuber. Like, just like, do you know what it is? Everyone hates on them. I don't. I think they're absolutely great businessmen, and they've done really well in life. And I think everyone would love to be in their position. Yeah, they used to make daft video. You know, they used to make daft videos, but that's how they got known, didn't they? I mean, was it? Correct me if I'm wrong, YouTubers, but am I wrong to say that Logan Paul got, not Jake Paul, Logan got more famous for finding that body in the woods when he was in Japan, when he was doing he went live on the video and found the body in Japan in the suicide woods. Has anybody heard of that? Has anybody heard of that? Yeah, nearly ruined him. Yeah, well, it's mad, isn't it? Mill mad, because he become madly famous off it, didn't he? But there's a place, if you can Google it, guys, you can see it on YouTube. There's a place called Suicide Woods in Japan where people go to take their own lives. That isn't a lie. That's 100% honest truth. There's an actual place in Japan that people go to want to take their own life. And it's called the Suicide Woods. Google it and you will see what I'm talking about. Yeah, he streamed it live. But I don't think you think, Jem, is it true? He didn't actually, did he get the hate because when he seen the body, he kept the camera rolling when he should have knocked it off? Or was it just the fact that he got the hate that he came across the body? Because for me, if you'd have seen a body, you shouldn't be like continuing filming. You should just knock it. Well, I would knock my camera off. You know what I mean? I'd knock the camera off, because it's like, wow, I'm just like, you didn't like, you're not, if you're continuing to film when there's a body there, you're not absolutely, you can't be that scared and thoughtful of someone else's life, can you? If you're continuing to film. Japanese has a rich history when it comes to suicide. You're right, mate. I got a lot of crap for uploading it, like, and laughing about it. Yeah. Isn't it mad though? You can turn the life around, man. Watch Dark 2 of this series. It has an episode about the forest. He shouldn't have been in the woods, full stop. Totally agree, mate. Totally agree. Yeah, he kept it rolling. Yeah. I don't agree with it. I mean, I don't agree with it's like I don't know if you've seen it, but you know that woman that got recently she died, that Nicola, rest in peace. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's on Facebook. There's a guy in the field over the water filming the body getting took out of the water. Why would you do that, man? Like, these people, right, guys, there is some sick individuals on social media, right, that do things like that disrespectful just to get views, man. Like, I would never, ever in my life, someone says to me, Go and film that body getting pulled out of the water and you'll get a £1.5 out of it on your channel. I'd say go and kiss my wet bollock. Like, I would not do anything like that, man. That is disrespectful to people's families, man. Like, people's having to see their family be pulled out the water because some divvy with a camera does that, man. What's my thought on Tommy and Jake? I think it's a fair fight because I think they're equally matched in the fact that, you know, Tommy's just as a pro. I don't think he's been active enough. Remember when Mike Tyson was in his prime, he was fighting like twice a month. Well, Tommy doesn't do that, does he? 100%. The one that said it but it's a joke, man. Like, honestly, things that people do for views, for me, is wrong. Like, I don't know if whether people agree with me or not. I would not film a body, or if I like, you just sound on a live right now with you guys, and when I just say we're going for a walk down the river, and I'm talking to you about nature, or I'm just doing something mad, and I see a body, I'm not going to turn that camera around and let you see that. I'll just say, listen, guys, I've got to go. I'll get back with you. I would not be filming nothing like that, man, because that is disrespectful. That's someone's daughter, wife, kid, child, granddaughter. It's all about respect, man. If you don't respect in life, karma will get you, and I've learned that. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button, guys. You know what, Paul? I don't class myself as that, mate. I'm not the governor, bud. The real governor was Lenny McLean, and I don't ever think a man will ever match him on the streets, on the cobbles. You know, like I say, I was talking to Lenny's nephew, comes in here sometimes, and he agrees with what I say. People go on about Lenny McLean, about him being beat in the ring. So what? I've been beat in the ring. I wasn't a good boxer. I lost more in licensed fights than I won. But I've never been beat bare knuckle. That's different. Lenny McLean is exactly the same. He was a bare knuckle street fighter, not a boxer. He learned, if you follow the Lenny McLean story and if it interests you, if you watch, Lenny McLean went into the first Roy Shaw fight, untrained boxer, just street fighter, fighting a professional fighter. Roy Shaw was about 7 or 8-0 and only lost his professional license because he was using a different name. He couldn't get a license in his name because of all his jail time and armed robberies, right? So Lenny McLean only started properly boxing after that first loss to Roy Shaw. Then he started with the head movement. If you watch the documentary, you'll have seen it. With his head movement, he starts bringing the head movement into his game, and he learns to box. He learns the art, and that's when he started fighting better fighters. And he lost a few, but he beat Roy Shaw in that in the classic fights. And Roy Shaw at the time was supposed to have been the hardest man in London. But then you hear all these stories coming out of Paul Sykes beating Roy Shaw in jail. You know, you hear all these things. How are you doing, Scrog, mate? But you lost to Gary February. I did, mate. I was 22-year-old. I've actually spoke about that on here. I actually beat the guy. See, in my first fight, I'll actually tell you the story to that. Before Gary beat me, I got beat off Gary because I'll be honest with you, I absolutely shat it. The crowd, I had a bit of Charlie before the fight. I was just fighting at the time to feed my coke habit. I was addicted to cocaine. And but anyways, the fight before Gary, I actually fought a guy called Mickey German. He beat Gary. Well, I beat Mickey German, and that's how we ended up fighting. It was an absolute classic fight with Mickey German. But the Gary fight, after the Gary fight, I went on to have some really good unlicensed boxing fights, but I'd never went into a boxing club in my life. I'd never trained. The first time I started doing all my boxing training was when I beat the Bulldog, because I thought, well, if I'm getting into this bare knuckle, and I actually took it serious, I did take it serious. I thought I need to up my game, head work, footwork. I can't just go in, because if you watched a lot of my earlier fights, I'm static. I'm like a robot. I just walk forward. Well, look at the fight from 2 years ago in that gym that went viral. I was a robot static then because I was overweight and fat and out of shape. But if you see me earlier fights about with David Price and Miller, you'll see my head movement, my footwork, it's all good. So I learned the art of boxing very late as well. I've been told that about Lenny, and well, listen, there's loads of stories that Lenny was a bully and he wasn't, and then Paul was a bully and he wasn't, and you know, it's just, you know, but it's the very interesting stories, aren't they? I mean, I like speaking about them. Get it down. How are we doing, Susie Payne? You hating on me this morning, love? Come on, give us a bit of, just give us a bit of, you know, get a bit of positivity. Say something nice. Patrick, I watched a few bendovers. Hope I'll tell you what. Hope your missus doesn't know you use that name on this on YouTube, mate. I don't think she'll be happy with you, pal. Bluetooth actor. Big Wally wants to fight. Think what's a crack Bluetooth actor? Because you seem quite in the know. But did you ever meet Lenny? I know Lenny's nephew comes on here. And you know what? I'm not sticking up for the guy. But that Paul Sykes stuff about young boys and that, I hear it's absolute and utter rubbish. I know a man personally that spent time in prison with him. Spent time in prison with Harry Perry, Fred the Head, and saying all that. I mean, he hasn't got one sexual conviction on his record, Paul Sykes. I mean, you probably heard Jamie Boyle speak about it, who does all that stuff. You actually seen the paperwork, and it shows you Paul Sykes had no conviction from the prisons or attacking young boys. So I think it's just, for me, it's rumours. So, and I don't go off rumours, I go off hard evidence. I go off hard evidence, mate. Show me proper paperwork, show me the conviction, and I'll believe it. Other than that, I reckon Lenny, to be honest with you, Rod, in his prime on the streets, I think the same, mate. But Sykes was hard. I got told Terry Mitchell beat him, but I got told Paul was absolutely drunk as a skunk. This is the thing. This is what makes these kind of stories really interesting. It's that everyone's got a different story about the characters of these men. The best people to speak to are actually the people that were there or related to them or have spent time in their company. And I don't think you get that. Like I said, Dad had a gut. I'm not going to. I don't, like I say, I wouldn't know, mate. I have heard the rumours, and if it was true, and then he's a pure absolute wrong, isn't he? But from what I've watched, he's a character, isn't he? He's just funny. He's a funny man to watch when you watch him on like YouTube, and he had a bit of a character. And I was told by a man who I know personally that has done time and been in the cell with Sykes and been in the gym with him, is that he was nothing but he was spot on. If he got on with you, he was all right with you. He just didn't like authority people that tried to overpower him. Duffy was kept away from Sykes' eye. Duffy was a hard man, only a young man as well. I mean, if you think about Duffy, right, you have to be some man to be running your town at 22, 23 years of age. Like, to go around, right, no bull. But if you think about it now, you've got to, like, think about this. And I'm not going to get into all the stuff about this and about people. Listen, end of the day, the man's he had a reputation. He must have been a hard man. But to be running your town at 23 years of age, that is some man. Like, come on, man. Imagine what it could have turned into if he went on the straight road. That's how I see it. And it's sad because you see a lot of men that could fight go down them dark roads and end up dead or taking drugs or in jail and not pursuing a career in some sort of fighting sport. You know what I mean? And imagine how good they could have been. But especially on the streets, 22-year-old knocking doorman out left, right and centre. That's unbelievable. Venice has paid $1.99 to call me a mongoose. Ah, well, thank you for buying us an espresso, mate. Duffy was 19 when people would walk. Yeah, that takes some doing, that, mate. Dad of the gut. That takes some doing, mate. Are we doing Jessica Lass? That takes some doing, mate, to be 19-year-old and walk in a pub and do that. Doesn't it? Does. You have to be one hard man. At 19, come on, you're not even in your prime, man. You're a young boy. I actually know a lad, I'm not going to mention his name. He's actually a good friend. Well, I speak to him, but he's a good friend of my mutual friend of the Mickey situation, and he's a proper hard lad. He's only 25, MMA fighter, absolute killing machine. And I rate him very highly. I think he's probably one of the next big things out there that you're probably going to hear about in years to come. I'm not going to mention his name though. But yeah, definitely nice lad as well. Good man to speak to. Okay, needed more hate, more hate. Decker, do you drink them? Listen. I only have a protein shake. When after I finish training, like a recovery drink. But then I have my meal about 45 minutes later. I'm not really into like drinking loads of protein shakes. When the protein stuff I do get is low carb stuff, so it doesn't bloat you. Because you know yourself with your protein stuff, it can bloat you. And I'll tell you what, guys, I don't know if you've had it before, especially when you're bulking up, that bloated feeling, that horrible fat bloated feeling, and you feel hot. I don't like it. And have you ever had the gassy problems, like the gastric problems and the gassy? You know, that's when you're sticking all them roid tablets into, like, that's why I that's why I don't go near the tablets, man. Diana Ball and Apollons and all the Oxy 50s. The problems that cause your liver and your gastric problems, man, just keep away from them, man. Little bit of test, man, that bit of test does you no harm, man. Just go easy, do you know what I mean? Duffy was beaten daily when he was a kid, yeah. By the time he was 16, he was immune and fearless. Yeah, 100%. Did you know him personally, Dada? Or like, were you from the same area that people that knew him? That's a good question. What's your opinion on Brian Cockrell's windows getting done? Absolute disgrace. And I don't care whether that man slagged me off. I think it's an absolute disgrace. Been there, done it, seen it. Absolute disgrace. I do not give a damn who calls me names, what disagreements I have. It's an absolute disgusting. And I think whoever's done it need dealt with accordingly. Simple as. And I know some of you might not like Bry. You know, me and Bry, listen, I haven't got a problem anymore with him. I know he's said a lot of things about me, but I'm not living in the past. I'm not bitter towards people. But people that done that, pure snaky trick, man. Pure snaky trick. And the thing is, though, would they have done that back in his prime? Thank you, darling. Whoever you are. Would they have done that to Bry back in his prime? Nah, probably not. Isn't it funny, though, right? Like people like Bry, big, massive reputation, hard man back in the day. Isn't it funny, right, that these people get targeted now when they're older, but no one would say boo to them when they were younger? You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't, would you? I mean, Big Bry walked 24 stone in his prime, 23 stone, and I've seen him on the pads. I know I've took the mickey a bit out with, but listen, there's no taking away. He was a hard man. I know people that know him. He was a very hard man in the day, and he was a powerhouse. Would you win up to him in the day and call him anything? Nah, because he'd have probably took your head clean off. But that's the world we live in today, guys, and that's coming from a man that fights. You know, it's all right. That's it, and that's show business. It's all right being bullies, but would you call tax and drug dealers being bullies? Nah. You're collecting your rent, aren't you? It's like you're the landlord collecting your rent. The thing is, right, you got to see this. This is what, stay positive. Thank you, JJ, darling. This is what you've got to do, guys, right? Put yourself in the position of being a taxman, right? You are doing society a favour, right? What you're doing is you're taking drugs off the street that they're selling to kids, right? And doing the society a favour. You're doing something the government don't do. So in a way, you are the government, you are the landlord, and you're collecting your rent. So I've got nothing against taxmen going taxing people. But like I say, I've got, there's stories about loads of people, man, but it's none of my business, man. Listen, you just gotta, you don't get reputations, right, the way these men do if you're a pudding, right? And yeah, fair enough, people can call them bullies and people can say this and that about them, but you don't get a reputation like that being a pudding. You don't. You've got to obviously have been tough, whether you're a bully or not. You know what I mean? But I just want to say, listen, it's wrong. The wind is going through. Is you bow a line, man. And I just think it's a joke. Like I say, you wouldn't have done it if he was 25, 26, would you? Joke, man. I just can't stand all that stuff, man. Do you know what? See, targeting people's properties and that. It is scummy, man. That is scummy, man. You know, when people are lying in bed, there's nothing worse, right? Especially you've got an old age pension, a family and stuff. Or there's nothing worse than your poor mother or nana or grand or whatever lying in bed and hearing that big old loud bang and shitting themselves, man. That is, come on, guys, man. That is muggy, that. I mean, that was proper muggy. That's muggy. I'm not into that stuff, mate. Listen, if you've got a problem, sort it out with them, have a fight, meet up and have a pagger. Leave people's homes out of it and stuff. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's all I can say. Leave people's homes out of it, man. Don't like that, me. Like, hate it. Neil, you're mad. But yeah, man. But we're all positive. But no, but I get interested. You know what? It's a subject that I like talking about, like hard men, and it's not. I'm not obsessed with it. I just have a fascination with. My dad was a hard man in his day, so it's like when you brought up around that kind of environment, it's like you get interested, don't you? And you start like doing research and wanting to like find out who the other tough guys are, But it's just listen. And I will say this till the day I die. Most of the hard men, like proper men, are not on YouTube or social media. Honestly, I was talking to a woman. People don't know there's a guy in Middlesbrough, Liam. I won't say his second name. And I was talking to a woman on the train that knows him. She said he's one of the hardest men you'll ever meet, but then one of the nicest people. And don't see him on social media talking rubbish, do you? That's what I'm saying. I slaughtered the pet chickens. That's a new one. So I'm a N. I'm a grapist. I'm a Jimmy Sav. Now I slaughter chickens. What's next? The Yorkshire Ripper? Come on, yeah, that's it. Decker is your brother. My brother's just a quiet lad. Knocked a few people up back in the day, and he's just a quiet lad. He's a family man. But most men that can, like, you can handle yourself. Listen, man, anyone, that's the one, Jack. Listen, right, if you, I don't care, right, especially like if you're a dad, a father, and you've got kids, and you're going to do anything that it takes to protect your family, aren't you? So if you think about it, anyone can really have a fight if you put your mind to it. And not like a skilled fight or anything, but any man will put their life on the line for their family and go into battle. Because you're like a lion, you're protecting your cubs, isn't it? So that's how I see it, really. So I think everyone's got a bit of fight in them, but it's just got to be brought out of them. What's Carlisle like as a place? a very jealous, envious town, but a town for known men that can fight. But a lot of jealousy surrounds the town. It's quite a small, it's only 100,000, but there's a lot of lads that can have a fight. You know what I mean? There's a lot of lads that can have a fight. But I'm at the doc's on tonight, guys. I've sent him the link, Dr. Rackpull. I will be getting my phone sorted, because this one I'm on here, I don't know whether you watched the other night, I had the positive vibes was on. And, you know, it's just, I couldn't hear them. Where the other phone, I can. But like I was saying, hey, guys, if I was what people said I was, as you just said there, Scrub, I must be a criminal mastermind to get away with everything that I've got away with. Or I'm an informer. Informer. And they keep on down. Or, but even an informer wouldn't get away with all that, would they? Come on. All donations welcome. Is cod liver oil? I slipped up, mate. Cod. Well, I have been good. Well, I have actually called myself the next Bundy, but that'd be being disrespectful to his victims, wouldn't it? But it's quite, I think it's quite funny of some of the things that I get called. And you know what, guys, man, listen, like, this is no lies. I must be owed thousands in rent, right? The amount of channels that are being monetized on the back of me. And like, it's like with my podcast, right? They try to get rid of it. They're getting rid of it, but they're stupid, because the longer I'm on YouTube, the more money they're going to make. It doesn't make sense. So if they get rid of me, they've no content. They've nothing to, like, if I do a live now and I slip up and say something, they'll pick up on that. They could make a video out of that and put it up. But they got rid of my podcast, and I'm like, if you never got rid of that, your channels would be even bigger because of the algorithm. They don't understand the algorithm like me. Morning, Irish Rob. They don't understand the algorithm. You know what I mean? So no, but it's just nice. We're getting numbers. We're getting over 300 on a morning, which is nice to see. I know I waffle on, guys, but I like to have a bit of crack. It's just nice. I'm starting to find out now who the genuine people are. Like I say, guys, I remember meeting a lad called Paul Dodd, from Carlisle. He was a football hooligan, mate. Game as a badger. He was BCF. Game, there's a lot of tough men's. Paul Davey as well, very hard man. Loads, man. Like I say, Carlisle's bred, isn't it? It's like the north, isn't it? Bred, Cumbria. You got the Thompson brothers now, very tough. Then you got Choco, old school. I know them. I've met a lot of them. I've spoke to them. I've heard about them. Carlos and Plucker. Does I listen 100%? I agree. But a lot of them don't come on social media. Well, some of them have probably got profiles, but they're private people. Do you know what I mean? They just don't. They probably sit and watch things, but just don't say now. They probably sit back and think, "What a daft, absolute idiot." 300 jobless people. I mean, Decker, can I make a channel off the back of you? I'm skint, mate. You're welcome. I'll give you a name. You can call it. I don't know. Call it whatever you want. Everyone else is doing it, so you might as well. You might as well. But as I keep saying, guys, and this is to the trolls and the haters, if I'm not on YouTube, you have no content, guys. You've no algorithm. What I mean by that is, when I make content, I'm even giving the trolls advice. When I make content, and you're hashtagging my name, my content on YouTube, pushes your videos out. When I'm not on YouTube and you're hashtagging my name, there's nothing there to hashtag. So come on, guys, wake up and smell the coffee. But yeah, I'm looking for some hard men to fight. I've heard of Robbie Lawler after UFC one, but not a person. But yeah, I'm looking for Deca. I'm hoping to get. Yeah, I'm going to give 10 free memberships away. But what I'm doing, guys. Don't think that I'm having you on. I am going to do it. I'm just trying to think of a way that I can do it without having to hand out my details and stuff to with trolls. Because what happened was last time, loads of charities were opened up in my name, and I had to close it down. So I try and be careful now. That's why I always say to people, and I'm not blagging you, but that's why I say become a member, so I can kind of get to know you personally in the group chats that we have with the members, and kind of get to know who you are. But like I say, with the diet plans and stuff, I'm doing them like face-to-face, one-to-one through StreamYard, but obviously not recorded. It'll be just private to give advice on diets, and so I'm doing all that. But yeah, but bingo, yes, bingo, love it. Love a game of bingo. I can fight, but when I'm drunk when I wake. My favourite BKB company, probably BKFC. Don't get us wrong, BKB's been brilliant in the UK, but the BKFC, you've got all the like world UFC fighters and stuff. I mean, you're talking just good fighters. Good, very good. Like I said, I'm not into. I've spoke about it loads of times. For me, there's you got your bare knuckle in the ring, and then you got your bare knuckle on the cobbles or in the backyard. And that's my forte, in the backyard. That's where I like to be. You know, plenty of time, no rush, no point scoring. Now, I'm not a boxer. I'm a fighter. I'm not there to score points. I'm there to take your chin off. Street Kings is something I'd actually love to do. How do you get in touch with them? That is one thing I would love, flying headbutts and everything, man. You see, I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook. That guy get knocked out with a flying headbutt. Like, that is what you call brutal. And do you know what? Do you know what, mate? Yeah, rest in peace, Mark Potter. I interviewed Mark and he died of cancer. And my prayers and thoughts go out with his family, man. Very, very tough man. Anyone that knows Mark the Shark Potter, just go on YouTube and watch him knocking out everybody. And it's a shame because he was a proper fighting man. Not just boxer, but MMA as well. Imagine him in bare knuckle in his prime. Mark, I interviewed Mark from a podcast, man. Very good man. Gentleman. Anyone in London will probably tell you the same. Pure gentleman. JJ, yes, you are on one of my diets, and is it helping you massively? You're going to have to tell me how much weight you lost. Anyways, we're going to be needing a face-to-face catch-up to talk about, you know, obviously you've been in it now for your first week. So I want to have a look, see how much you've lost, then start tweaking things a little bit. Because like I say, with diets and stuff, people can get bored. Obviously, add your cheat meal in once a week. Don't count the day. Or I'll have my cheat meal on a Saturday, because then what happens is you become obsessed with the Saturday. Just have it when you feel like having it. Hello, Deca, fellow bipolar. Fair play to you for keeping going despite all the trolls. Thank you very much, mate. Lovely, lovely, lovely. What do I think of slap fighting? I love it. It's mental, isn't it? I think that now that Dana White's took over it, it's going to be a big thing, eh? So, but yeah, but listen, guys, tune in tonight at 7 o'clock, because Dr. Rack pulls on. There's the mental health channel Dan has just put up to subscribe to. Andy Fu. Yeah, I've been told he was a very hard man on the street as well. Hard as nails. I interviewed Andy. I don't know if you've seen it on the podcast. You know, Deca, you like the YouTube beefs, Conza. I don't like, you know what, with the YouTube beefs, I don't, it's getting too naughty with the words. I don't agree with calling people a wrong un when they're not. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all right having beef and back and forth with someone, and like obviously a little bit of publicity to build the fight up. But when it's getting like just not my cup of tea, man. It's just a dark, murky world there. Hit the like button, guys, and like I say, if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. We do these shows every morning at 10:30. We're also on probably nearly every night at 7 o'clock. I've got Dr. Akbul coming on tonight. We're just going to speak and have a laugh. We're not going to talk about anybody. We're not interested in what the drama is. I want to hear Doctor's opinion on the bare knuckle thing. And he speaks the truth, and everyone's entitled to an opinion. But listen, guys, if you want to become a member, just click join. It's in the home page, the blue button. And apart from that, thank you very much to the haters for the donations. And God bless, guys. I'll see you tonight, 7 o'clock.